Good morning. Right, let's get started. So just shaking away the week. Let that movement get up into your elbows and then up into your shoulders. Oh, are your shoulders making the kind of noises mine are? Take it out. And then take it up. And then just coming down, bend the knees, just come down as far as it's comfortable. Coming up and coming down. Lovely, let's go in a circle, bend your knees. Coming around nice and slow. Just looking after your back. And let's go the other way. Lovely. And give yourself a pat on the back. Let's get those shoulders moving. And then lifting, breathe in. And breathing out. And again. Lovely. Just circling your shoulders. See if you can get the whole shoulder blade, your ribs moving. Just really freeing up. You'll notice how tight it is. You might not even have noticed that it was quite locked up until you started moving. Let's go forward. Excellent. Now as you breathe in, take your arms out, lift your chest slightly forward, and then you're going to pull down with tension and a hissing noise. So you're going to go up, chest comes forward, and so you're really pulling. You can feel your chest muscles as you come back. Lovely. Let's circle our hips. Again, some creaking. And back the other way. Now we'll isolate. So from your waist up is still, and you're just going to move your pelvis. So circling, you'll feel your lower back, feel it freeing up. Circle back the other way. And then if you're clever, you can do a figure of 8. You have to concentrate for that one. And back the other way. But you can really feel some muscles deep inside, and especially in and around the sacroiliac joint here. Okay, lovely. So we're going to swing our arms. And we're going to travel with this one. So it's over. Just to get us warm. And let's do one more. Now take your arms and your legs out. It's a nice big movement. Lovely. Now we'll take your arm over your head. So just take it over that way. There's a little bit of tension in your core as you bend. Just protecting your back. And then take your arm across your body. Turning right round. So pick up your feet and turn right round so you're not swiveling on your knees. Stretching through your shoulder. Lovely, let's do one more. Now, just standing, feet facing. So you're just going to swing your arms and just sort of bounce on your feet. Just a bounce on your heel, just a lift. And let everything go, relax. And then we're going to bend the knees a bit. So keep your feet where they are. And then we're going to come down just as far as your back is happy. But make it very relaxed. So your arms are just swinging. Your body's just going with that swing. And we'll do one more. Lovely. And we're going to be really mean and do full circles. Oh, really slowly. And then bring them the other way. As if you're doing butterfly. That's it. Excellent. Okay, feet slightly apart. Knees directly over your feet. A little bit of tension in your core. Take a nice deep breath. So just bending into the legs. Lovely. And we'll do one more. Excellent. Okay, let's warm up our back. So keep one foot still. You step forward, reaching through your spine. Step back, lift that foot as you come down. Arms go behind just to give a bit of a stretch through your shoulder. Again, step forward, really stretch through your spine. Coming down. And then we'll do another one. We'll hold this one a little bit longer. Just coming down. Just feeling that hamstring starting to ease. And last one on this side. Lovely, come up, we're going to swap feet. So keep this one still. Step forward, this time open through your chest. Coming back again, lift that foot, come down gently. Really want to ease into stretching the hamstrings, and this is why I like to do this dynamic stretch. I really don't like going into anything where you stretch them quite strongly straight away. And let's do one more. So really opening. Hopefully you can feel that your shoulders have freed up a little bit. Marvelous. Coming up. Tai Chi movement. So a lovely big figure of 8 and lasso it round your head. This is the fundamental movement in Tai Chi, this sort of figure of 8 flowing movement. And it's because it's moving your shoulder through its full range of movement, but it's actually working on the energy of your whole body. Especially if you can get into a nice flow where it feels relaxed. You're just moving with your arm. Let's do the other side. So big movement. And then just let it circle round. And with all that warm up of your shoulders earlier, hopefully this is just freeing up the last bits of tension, any tightness in those ligaments, those little shoulder muscles. Excellent. Let's do both arms together. So a figure of 8, crossing over. And then you're going to take them up and take your arms down slowly. So feel your shoulder blades coming down your back. Just take it really slowly. The slower the better. It's actually much harder to do it slowly. That's it. Great. Give your arms a shake. Right up into the shoulders. Everything's shaking. Legs are shake. Whole body is shake. Head shaking. Everything's shaking. Excellent. We'll do this Qigong exercise just to ground our energy and get that flow going. So feet comfortably apart. Simply raise your arms nice and relaxed. Push down through your feet. Now hollow through your back. You're drawing a beautiful circle of white light surrounding your body. Bring it through at your waist. Gather up a great big ball of energy from the earth. And imagine it's pouring down through the very deepest layers of you. So it's pouring down through the chakras, through your subtle energy system, freeing up those meridian lines of energy. Let's do it again. So relaxed, push down, hollow your back. So your whole back is involved in that second movement. A circle of light and a great big ball of energy. This time imagine it's pouring down through your physical body. So into muscles, bones, ligaments, organs. Just invigorating your whole physical body. I'll do it one more time. This time imagine it's pouring down through the energy field or the sort of the energy body, the aura that surrounds your body. So we've poured beautiful, calming, grounding energy through all layers. And that's how you should feel. It should be like, brilliant. I'm here now. You're here, present, feeling relaxed, so we can do some yoga. Okay, let's have a stretch just to prepare our body. So you want your feet reasonably apart, both facing the same direction as much as your back ankle will let you. Front knee is bent, back leg straight, pushing the back heel down till you feel a stretch in the calf muscle behind your back knee. Then we're going to stretch the deeper calf muscle, so bring that foot in, knee follows your foot to make sure you've got that alignment, pushing down through your heel, push all your body weight. So I feel as if I'm sitting down through my heel, if that makes sense. I'm getting a really good stretch right down around the Achilles tendon and deeper into the calf on the inside. Lovely. Let's do the other one. If you've been doing a lot of walking, these two stretches especially important. Otherwise you will start getting really tight calves and a bit of spasm starts blocking the energy flow in your calves. So really push that heel down. Then bring your back foot in, knee follows your foot, pushing down through that heel. So all my weight is pushing down. Feel a really good stretch, especially around the back of the ankle. Should feel really good, even though it's strong. Lovely. Coming up, I want to stretch the quads up into the hip flexors. So holding on to a wall or something for support. Grab your ankle, grab your foot, grab your leggings. You can hook a sock around your foot if you can't reach. Knee and thigh next to the other one. Shoulder back. Lift through your ribs. Once you have that position, take your foot, take your heel away from the buttock, but don't pull the whole leg back. So we want that alignment. So don't pull your foot up. That's not good. Pull it back. Now push this hip bone forward. It's a very small, subtle movement, but you feel a slight change in where the stretch is going. We're going to do the dancer later, so just want to hold this one a little bit longer because we will need these muscles to be nice and stretched. Lovely, let's do the other side. So knee and thigh next to the other one, shoulder back, ribs lifted. You've got that lovely position. Then you pull your heel back, keeping your thigh where it is. Now push that hip bone forward and just feel a real subtle movement of the stretch up into the front of your hip. And just holding it a little bit longer. It's really important we keep the quads nice and long, so well done. Okay, we're going to come into a forward bend. So take it easy if you've had a little bit of a sore back. You may not want to come all the way down, and you definitely will want to bend your knees a bit. So bending from the hips, keep your chin up, and just come down with a nice flat back. Okay, so just holding that for a moment, and then coming down gradually. Relax your head, give your head and neck a shake, relax your shoulders, relax your elbows. So in the forward bend, there's a feeling of surrender. We're really starting to let go some of the tension that's built up in your body over the week. So feel like that tension's flowing down through your fingers, and you're just breathing gently into the back of your ribs. Then gently moving from your left foot to your right foot. And you'll just feel that stretch. Lovely. Coming down to sitting, we're just going to do an extra one today before we go into our usual. So just sit with your feet comfortably apart. And what you want to do is you want to lift up out of the base of your spine, and then you keep that lift by keeping your chin up. So I want my arms to be at about chest height, and I'm bending from my hips. I'm not doing this, I'm not bending my back, I'm just bending from my hips. And it's just like a circling movement. So I'm not trying to come down like this. I'm very much at about chest height, because I want to get into your hip joints. That's it. And you'll know if you can feel it deep in that hip joint. You can feel it in the thigh, maybe in the back of the knee. Shouldn't be any pain or hot feeling, but it is quite a strong stretch. Let's go the other way. Lovely. And now cross your legs. If you need to sit on a block or a cushion for this one, do. And again, lift up out of the base of your spine. Keeping your chin up keeps that lift. So bending from your hips, come as far forward as you go. When you reach your full stretch, then I want you to relax your shoulders, relax your head. Close your eyes and just feel like you're gently breathing, and with each breath you're just releasing and letting go a little bit more. So your breath is helping you to ease into the stretch, into this posture. It's actually a shiatsu exercise, this one. Really helps to bring your whole energy balance back into alignment. So how your body uses the energy from the food that you eat, how efficient your body is, making sure that you maximize the energy that you receive. So you just feel that stretch deep in the buttocks, lower back, sacroiliac joint into your hips. And then coming up slowly, really slowly, because that's a deep stretch. Lovely. We're going to do the other side. So find a position. If you've got a sore knee, put one leg straight. If you want your legs out like this, whatever's comfortable, it should be quite happy on knees. So again, lifting up, opposite hand on your knees, and coming forward just as far as you go, until you reach a point where you feel that resistance, and then relax. And again, just breathing into it. Especially as we get older, if we can keep our sacroiliac joint nice and healthy, keep the movement in there, it changes the way, the dynamics of how we walk, how we run, and makes a big difference to the stress on your back. So when it locks up, which it tends to do in people who just don't do these sort of exercises or don't stretch or move it as they get older, And if you sit a lot, as it locks up, it starts to affect the way you walk. And that's when you start getting knee, hip, and back problems. So this is why coming up, we do this one every week because it is so important. So hold your feet together, pull your heels in, lift through your chest, excuse me, and push your knees down. So keep that lift so it's safe for your back. And just pushing those knees right down to the floor, using the big muscles in your thighs to stretch. So seated butterfly, really helping you to spread your wings and fly, to flow and move with life. And as we were talking about before class, it is getting a little bit harder now. Life is still quite uncertain. We've had change for a long time, and some of the stresses and strains of that change are starting to affect us. So this is one of the postures that will help with that. And release. This is another one, helps us to flow forward with change. So lift up out of the base of your spine, keep your chin up. Breathe in through your nose if you can. Out through your mouth, nice and slowly. Coming down, hands around your legs. Breathe in, come up. And coming down. My voice is crackly today. And coming up. Lovely. Again, we're just flowing into it. Excellent. Take your right foot and place it on the outside of your left knee. You can keep this left leg straight or tuck it under, but do pull this knee close to your body. Lift through your spine. Place your right hand down close to your body. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, turn into the right, pulling this knee across your body until you feel a lovely twist. So you must be lifted before you twist. And you feel a stretch deep in the buttock, under the buttock muscles, and those deeper hip stabilizing muscles. If you let your shoulder come back, you can feel a stretch through your chest. You can feel it into your tummy, really releasing that tension in your gut and into your lower back. This is another one that helps us to flow with change. Really does. This is probably the best posture for change. So maybe during the week, you just decide, I'm going to do the seated butterfly. I'm going to do this one. These ones that we do down on the floor every week, I'm just going to do them sitting watching the telly when you're nice and warm, coming back round to the front, and just do them another time in the week. Not so much a formal yoga class as just doing a bit of yoga as you're sitting there. Left foot on the outside of your right knee. Tuck this one under. Bring this leg close. Lift through your spine. Left hand down. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, turning to the left, pulling this knee across your body. So again, you're feeling the stretch deep into that hip, into your lower back, into your tummy. We carry a lot of tension in our gut and our tummy and in around that area. And sometimes it's been there so long, we don't even know it's there until it releases, or until we do something like this and we go, oh yeah, it's quite tight through there. And really it affects how we digest and assimilate the food that we take in. So we want that all to be free and working smoothly. Coming back round to the front. Untangle your legs. Keep your buttocks on the floor. Take your arm right over your head so you feel a deep stretch through the side of your body. So good for your lymph system. Lovely. And we'll do one more. Excellent. Clasp your hands, turn them over, take them up. Relax your shoulders down and then take your arms as wide as you can, nice and slowly. So you're bringing them down. You can feel your shoulder blades. You can feel those rotator cuff muscles in the shoulders just releasing. When they stick, go slower, not faster, because you want to move through that tension. And then pull your shoulders back, pull them down, lift through your chest, lift your chin, and just turning your head over one shoulder. Back to the center and over the other. Back to the center. Lovely. Come up onto your feet, have a drink, and we're going to come into Tadasana and do some work with the breath. So Tadasana is all about alignment and bringing ourselves into alignment. So you want your feet hip width apart. So that is hip width. You want them parallel, facing forward. That's important. It's to do with your base chakra and how open or closed it is. You want it dead straight. Spread your toes and feel like you're connecting down into the ground under the building in which you're in. So you're really grounded. Now you're going to look at a point on the floor, coming up on your toes. Keep looking at that point as we get our balance. Once you've got your balance, stretch your arms right up out of your hips. So we're just holding this, strengthening ankles, and especially strengthening those balance receptors in your ankles. So keep looking at that point. Very important as you get older, especially to keep that strength and the flexibility in your ankles. It just helps you to keep moving forward with confidence. Lower your heels, bring your arms and shoulders down without collapsing in the middle. So your torso is lovely and long. If you've locked your knees, loosen them off. If your chin's forward, tuck it back. But otherwise, close your eyes and imagine that you are a mountain. So your base is wide, deeply connected to the energy of the earth that fills you with vitality, with energy. But you've got this energy spiraling up through those energy centers we call chakras associated with your spine, right up to the crown of your head. So a mountain lifts right up above the clouds into the blue sky. So clear blue sky above the clouds. So as you do this, just allow your mind to fill with that image of clear blue sky. Spacious, open blue sky. And as thoughts come in, they're just clouds and they just come in and the breeze shifts them, moves them on. So you stand in beautiful alignment, lifting up into the highest aspect of who you are, where it's clear, the sun is shining and the sky is blue. Lovely. Now with your eyes closed, just gently rock forward and backward, becoming aware of a point under the ball of your foot that's like an anchor or a balance point. In reflexology, it's your kidney point, right in the center under the ball of your foot. And circle around that point. And maybe your ankles will be clicking and cracking and releasing. But if you can keep your eyes closed, you're really developing an inner sense of balance. Now come back the other way. And then come to rest, evenly balanced over both feet, over those 2 points under the ball of your foot. Now I want to free up our body so that we can breathe in the way that we were designed to breathe. So as you breathe in, feel like you're breathing into the top of your shoulders. And as you breathe out, feel like your shoulders are relaxing down. Nice and slow. So breathe in again. So it's as if your head and neck are just floating up out of your shoulders. There's a release. a V. Now breathe from the center of your chest out across your upper back. So feel like you're breathing up under your shoulder blades and just widening your back. And as you breathe out, the shoulder blades come back down, but they're slightly wider. So again, opening this upper back. We forget about our upper back and breathing, but it's just as important as the front of our chest and breathing. And it tightens up and restricts our breath. Let's do 3 of this one today, because this is working very much in the emotional side of life, into our heart chakra and our heart protection, that type of thing. Now breathe up under your arms. And as you breathe out, feel the tension that wraps around your ribs release. I imagine ropes around my ribs, and as I breathe out, they just sort of snap and ping and allow me to breathe fully. Now I want you to breathe into the space between your sternum, your breastbone, and your spine, so deep in the center of your chest. I just feel like you're expanding that space. So you could imagine you're blowing up a small balloon or a cushion or something, is just gently, it's got to be gentle. A gentle opening from the inside of your heart chakra. Some people find it helps to imagine a flower opening, a bud opening into full bloom. But you'll know the feeling. There'll suddenly be a reduction in pressure. It'll feel lighter and easier. There's a lightness about when this opens, deep inside. Now start taking the breath down through a channel, deep inside of you, but just slowly with this feeling of opening. Maybe some more flowers are opening. Just a feeling of very gentle coaxing your body to open. There's no demands in this. You're being very kind with your body. Because this exercise we do every week, this is developing trust. We're developing trust in ourselves. We're opening up, which makes us feel a little bit vulnerable, and we're trusting that process. Now take the breath all the way down into your belly, and it can help to place your hands on your tummy. And then as you breathe in, breathe into your hands. As you breathe out, your hands come back towards your spine. Nice and slowly. With your mind, you just follow the breath. And you feel your mind calm down. The thoughts calm down. There's lots of space. And you come into an awareness of a quietness or a stillness that's found deep within you. And it's within all of you, even though the body and the breath and the mind are all working together to take you there. It's a feeling of an essence or a truth of who you are. And even just a small amount of time spent in this place is deeply nourishing on all levels of your being. I just want you to try something. Keep one hand on your tummy and place the other one just in the center of your chest. So you're just connecting, if you like, your body center, which is down here in your belly, just below, and your heart or emotional center, your intuitive intelligence. And you're just connecting the two as you breathe. And hopefully what you experience when you do this is an even deeper level of peace. And somehow a feeling of coming back together, of feeling whole. I describe it as coming home. That feeling when you get home and you can just drop your bags, I'm home, I'm safe, this is where I belong. Now you need to come back into the world of the senses, okay? So we're going to bring this connection, we're going to bring this lovely peace back into the room with us as you open your eyes. It'd be nice to stay there all day, but we have to learn to work in the world as well, unfortunately sometimes. Okay. Right, we're going to do energy block release 1 today. So take your feet slightly apart. Now for these first movements, you really need to engage your core to look after your back. So just a reminder, engaging your core is pulling transverse abdominis in a little bit. So that's as if you're pulling your tummy in, just 10%. Pulling your pelvic floor up at the same time, and that will engage quadratus lumborum in your back, deep in your back. So it's just an awareness of some tension. It's not so much that you can't breathe or you feel very tense right through this whole part of your body. It's just a small 10-20% tension. Okay, one hand under, one hand over. So you're going to breathe in, lift through your spine, engage your core, and as you breathe out, bend the way this top arm is going. And that way it's safe for your spine, nice and supported. Coming up, we circle our arms, breathe in, lift, engage your core, breathe out and bend. Lovely. We're going to do this again. So circle your arms, breathe in, lift, engage your core, breathe out and bend. So we're working with heart energy with this one as well, opening the heart, but in a very safe way. So breathe in, lift, engage your core, breathe out and bend. Lovely. Bring your feet slightly together, chair of the heart. So remember, if you find it a little tough having your arms above your head, you can go from heart to brow rather than crown up, whichever you like. So if you want to, start here or start here. As you bend your knees, you lift your arms and you tuck your bottom under and just focus on your heart and feel like your whole body is sort of forming an arrow or an alignment around your heart. Lovely. Breathing in and breathing out. And we'll do one more. Breathe in and breathe out. Excellent. Bring your arms down. Okay, I want you to just place your hands on your shoulders. You're going to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. We do 3 each direction. So really big movements to get even deeper into the tension in your back. And around, breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in. Because we've done all that shoulder work before, we should be able to release even deeper tension now. Lovely. Really working that heart protector point when we do that one. Okay, your neck. So just turning your head over one shoulder. Bring it back to the center. Turn it over the other shoulder. Back to the center. Now you're going to tilt your ear to your shoulder, pushing the other hand down till you feel a stretch right through these sternomastoid muscles, some of the other muscles in the side of your neck, which especially if you work at a computer a lot, tend to get quite tight. Now come up slowly or you'll feel dizzy. That's it. And the other side. Lovely. So this next one, just take it easy if you've had any whiplash or neck injuries. Imagine you've got a squash ball here. Take your chin forward, and then you're going to roll that squash ball slowly up your chest as if you're stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. Coming up slowly, so you breathe out. This is raising the heart energy up to the higher centers. So it helps to connect the heart center and the mind center, as well as releasing the tension in your physical body. Excellent, that's probably enough. 3 is usually enough. Okay, turn one foot to 90 degrees. Keep your feet reasonably close together. Lift through your spine, relax through your shoulders. Arms are out. You're going to turn your hip toward that foot, your ribs, then your shoulders, coming right round to your back heel lifts. Pull your core in if you're feeling wobbly, and make sure you breathe. So a lovely twist for your spine. Coming back round to the front, then turn that foot last, and that's safe for your knees. Turn the other foot, breathe in left. Hips, ribs, shoulders, lift your back heel, coming right round. And hopefully over the weeks, you're finding that this is getting easier and you can twist further. Turn that foot, whoops, keep your balance, okay? Let's do it again with our arms. So lift, hips, ribs, shoulders, coming round. Take your hand to your opposite shoulder, keeping your elbow high, and the other one into the small of your back. If you're wobbly, pull your core in, or you might need to bring your feet slightly closer together. And then coming round. As you come back round, let there be a feeling of sort of, I come round and I have my arms quite wide, a real opening feeling. Let's do the other side. Lift, hips, ribs, shoulders, lift your heel, set your arms and breathe. And coming round. Yeah, I like doing a real, it's almost like a spin. Okay. Right, we're going to do a forward, backward spinal wave. So your back is really nicely warmed up. So this is completely safe. You're going to support your back with your hands just into the small of your back there. You're going to pull in lower stomach muscles and your buttock muscles. You lift your chest to the ceiling. You drop your head back, but just to look at the ceiling. Don't drop it right back so it's pinching your neck. So lift your chest, pull in those support muscles, push your hips forward and just bending your back as much as your back is happy to. Should feel good, shouldn't be any pain or any panicky feeling. And then coming up, as you come up, stretch through your spine. So feel like the crown of your head is lengthening, your whole spine is lengthening. You're coming down to a flat back position, hold that for a moment. Then bend your knees, relax your whole body down like a rag doll. Now engage your core, and you're going to slowly curl up one vertebrae at a time, starting from your base and bringing your head, neck and shoulders up last. If your back's a bit sore, place your hands on your thighs on your way up for extra support. And you come up, head, neck and shoulders last. Take it easy because this shifts a lot of energy from the lower chakras up to the higher, so you can feel a bit ooh. So really work with your body with this. You might only want to do one. Okay, we're going to do another one. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Work with your body. So supporting your back, lift your chest, look at the ceiling, pull in those support muscles. Really give it a good stretch. It should feel good. And it is good for your back to extend like this, but only if you're really well prepared and warmed up. This time we're coming down a bit further, about 2/3 of the way down. You really feel those hamstrings talking to you. Hold it for a moment. Lovely. Then relax down. Now engage your core and coming up slowly. So good for your back, this one. But you've got to be warmed up. You wouldn't do this one without being really warm. All the work we've done. Lovely. Okay, what I want to do a couple of postures down on the floor, and then I want to finish with the dancer. Remember the dancer, this one, which is a master posture. So we'll start off by just doing a little bit more work to free up around here so that we can do a really good version of the dancer. So the first thing I want to come down and do is the bridge. So if you come down, have your feet hip width apart and parallel, then you're lying down, get your back comfortable, slide your heels in so that you've got a comfortable angle with your knees. So we'll go up in 3 stages. First stage, bend at your waist and just lift your hips off the floor. And then you're going to slowly lower the spine down the mat, 1 vertebrae at a time. And when your lower back reaches the floor, release the buttock muscles, and that should release a whole lot of muscles internally. So that's stage 1. Stage 2, lift your hips, lift your ribs, come up a bit higher. And then starting between the shoulder blades, just going to slowly lower your spine down the mat. 1 vertebra at a time. Noticing any parts of your spine that are a bit stiff. And just see if you can keep it really smooth, releasing the buttock muscles so that your hips and pelvis can open. Now, if you're on the first 3 days of your period, if you've got a sore back, if you're just not sure about doing a full bridge, repeat stage 2. That's completely safe for everybody. If you want to do a full bridge, lift your hips, lift your shoulders, lift your ribs, tuck your shoulders under. So you come up onto the back of your arms. Now you need to position your feet. If it's pinching in your lower back, you need to bring your feet a little bit closer, take more weight on your heels, and you'll be able to release the buttock muscles a little bit to ease that back. Relax your toes, relax your fingers. So there's tension in the buttock muscles, there's a little bit of tension across the front of your hips, and you're breathing in the top of your chest. So really strongly working muscles that support your hip. I've been trying to free up your hip today. We're working at both freeing up the hip and strengthening the muscles that support the positioning of your hip when you move. So this one's really helping to strengthen. You probably can feel some of those muscles about now, okay? So untuck your shoulders, and we're going to come down slowly. We're going to work the core, stomach muscles by coming down nice and slowly, 1 vertebra at a time. So this is like your whole body is the weight. You're lowering down slowly against gravity. So it's what's called an eccentric contraction, which is a really strong contraction for your stomach muscles. This is why it's so good for strengthening your core. And release. Now hopefully you can feel more of your back on the floor. In your mind, just feel like you're lengthening from the crown of your head to your tail. So your whole spine is being allowed to lengthen. And then your back is widening. It's widening across your shoulders and across the back of your hips. And then think of your knees going up, lifting up out of the hips. So it's freeing up the hip joint. And then your head also is lifting up out of the shoulders. So your body is expanding and opening. And again, it's a trust. You're developing a trust in your body. Because when we feel fear or uncertainty or doubt or worry, we close down and we contract. And that's okay in the short term. But if that's happening all the time, it starts to affect the energy flow in our body and our subtle energy, so therefore our vitality. And also starts to affect how efficiently your organs and everything can work to keep you healthy. So by opening up, you think of a child, one of the reasons children have so much energy and are so healthy and heal quickly is because they don't carry as much tension. They don't worry about things. They don't have as many fears. And so as you open up, you become more trusting like a child again, which is so good for your health. But it takes a bit of, you've had a lifetime of knowing life is not always so easy. So you've got all those barriers to opening. So just give yourself permission to open. Lovely. Now I've been talking a while just because I know that as you're lying here, your hips are releasing without you even realizing it. So there was a method. Okay, there's a reason. Right, we're going to do an exercise that helps to strengthen, especially gluteus medius, which is a muscle. Many people, it's not very strong and it helps to stabilize your hips. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift one leg to 90 degrees, hands down on the floor, and we're very slowly going to lift your hips up, hold for a moment, and then lower down slowly. And there shouldn't be too much sideways wobble in there. It should be up and down. Depends how strong the muscle is. So So you lift up, you hold, and you come down slowly. And you should feel a muscle deep in the hip of the leg that's on the floor. Lowering down. So we'll just do a few more and then we'll do the other side. And you may even notice there's a difference between one side and the other, especially if you've had any injuries on one side more than the other. So again, this is one that you can do yourself. If you find, oh, I'm really feeling these muscles, then they need strengthening. Okay. I had a knee problem that was caused after an injury through these hip muscles becoming weak, and I didn't even realize I was compensating in the way that I moved and walked and did yoga, and that lack of strength developed and caused a knee problem. So the body is complex. Let's do the other side. So just see if it's stronger, if it's about the same, and then just lift slowly, hold for a moment, and then the lowering down is slow and controlled. So you're getting the movement both going up, holding, and coming down. So it's quite specific. And everything should be staying in alignment. If things are wobbling around or you're getting funny angles, you need to really try and hold that alignment. So just do one or two more. Lovely. Excellent. And just place your feet on the floor and give your legs a shake. Okay, just letting go some of that tension. Draw your knees up to your chest, give them a hug. And then stretching your legs out, stretch your arms overhead and just pulling your ribs up out of your hips so you're nice and long. Then bring your arms and shoulders down like we did when we were standing without losing that lovely length. Okay, we're going to come over, turning over. I want to do the runner. So if you haven't got support or a cushion, or if you need something under your knees for this one, grab something for under your knees. So we're going to start up on our knees like this. And I just want you to have 1 foot forward. And to begin with, we've just got angles of 90 degrees. Okay, my chest is lifted and my ribs are lifted. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this foot about 1/2 foot forward. Okay. Then I'm not sinking like this. Can you see what that's doing to my lower back? That actually hurts. Okay, what I'm doing is I am coming forward, but my chest is going up and my ribs are lifting upward. So I'm still coming forward, but I'm not sinking. Like my lower back, that subtle difference between there and there, it's just here going up. My lower back's now quite happy. You should be able to see your big toe. If you can't, just wriggle it forward a little bit. And you should feel a very strong stretch down through these hip flexors. Now, if you want to, and only if it doesn't pinch in your back, you can take your arms up. Okay, a lovely feeling of flow when you do that. Feel like the heart energy is flowing upward. And then ease off. Lovely. Now, we're going to do one more. If you want to keep your foot where it is, do. If you want to take it a little bit further forward, if you feel like your hips can do a bit deeper, then again, your chest is coming up as you go forward. And you can have your arms up if you want to, but only if it doesn't pinch. It should be a real feeling of opening through that hip. And ease up. And before we go to the other side, I just want you to sit down, pull this heel back and just come forward. And you'll feel like it's a counter posture, a counter stretch. Lovely. So coming up, let's do the other side. So remember, one side might be happier with this one than the other. So start all at 90 degrees. Move your foot 1/2 foot forward. Now remember, your chest is coming up as it comes forward. Check your knees follow your foot. You can see your big toe. And if you want to take your arms up, you can. If it pinches, just keep your arms down, or you could clasp your elbows and then you get that chest opening. So you can do it a bit like the charity posture. So a lovely opening in that hip, quite strong. And if you've been sitting a lot at your computer, maybe working from home, that your hips will be probably a little bit tighter than usual. Easing off. Now, if you've had enough, stop there. If you're happy to do one more, maybe take the foot a little bit further forward. Remember, you're going up. So your energy is going up. Your ribs are lifting up. Chest is lifting up. And then coming up, and then we'll just come down into this counter posture, so into this counter stretch. Excellent. Okay, coming up, I want to do the dancer. Now, the dancer is one of 3 master postures: Tadasana, Makrasana, the crocodile, and the dancer. So a master posture is just a posture that works on all levels of your being, works the whole body, and works really powerfully to empower you, to build confidence, to move you forward. And the dancer is profound. I've been doing the dancer now for the last couple of months, most days, just to really start to understand it more deeply. And I love it. Okay, so it's a posture at first, especially if these quads are a bit tight or your hips are a bit tight, you might not be so keen on. But if you work with it, it doesn't take long for your body to free up and your balance to get better. So you can do it freestanding if you're happy to, or you might prefer to do it with a wall. And you just stand with your hand, now if you can see me, okay, about that far from the wall, so that as you tip forward, you can just rest your hand on the wall if you want to. Okay, so up to you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our balance. So you grab one foot. Okay, if you can't reach, grab your leggings, or you might want to hook a sock or a sweatshirt or something around that ankle. You have the other hand by your shoulder. Now, the important thing is the lift here. So you're lifting in your solar plexus, you're lifting in your chest. So I'm coming forward, I'm taking that foot back, but I'm lifting and I'm not twisting, okay? So maybe I'll do it sideways so you can see me. There shouldn't be any funny twists. So I'm coming up, but my chest and my energy are all going forward, and you can rest your hand on the wall if that helps. But we've really warmed up for this one, and you feel like your heart and your hand are taking you forward. And then to come out of it, you just bring your knee up to your chest, just to stretch out those buttock muscles a bit. So we'll do the other side. It is a posture that really helps you move forward if there's big changes going on in your life. That's where I feel I am at the moment. I'm making some quite big changes, and this posture is really supporting me in that. Okay, let's try the other side. Can be a challenge with your balance, in which case have that wall, engage your core, have this hand here. So as you go forward, your legs going back, and your energy and your intention from your heart is following your hand. So I'll do that sideways so you can see I'm not twisting in my hip. Everything is still going forward. My hips are facing forward. My energy is going up. Challenging for your balance. Make sure you look at a point that's not moving. And then again, coming back and stretch that leg up. Lovely. So I'm going to leave you, if you want, after the class or later today, or you want to start to include the dancer in your practice, in your own home practice, maybe do this class again, just so we do all the prep, Or you might want to do it at the end of the day, especially if you've been for a walk or you've done something that's warmed up hips and back. Okay. What I want to do now, just before the relaxation, is the salutation to the 4 directions. So if you can work out in the room you're in which way north is approximately, you can do that. Or if you can't, you can do it all to the front, but just have the intention that you're facing north, the intention you're facing east, south and west, which is what I'm going to do so that I can still teach and you can see me. Okay. So standing with your feet together, make sure you've got about this much space. So hands in a praying hands position. So we're facing north, whether you are or whether you're intending to. Okay, lift your arms and take your right leg out. You're going to land on your heel. You're going to gather up the energy from the earth and you're going to bring it up to your heart. You're going to open up to the heavens and you're going to envisage the color yellow and the quality of accepting things as they are. Acceptance. Draw it down into your heart. Accept it with bending your knees. Take your arms out to the left and you draw a beautiful circle of yellow light right round, and then you draw in that quality of accepting things as they are. Really hard to do, but really helps us. Out to the right, again, a circle of yellow. Nice and slowly. Draw in that yellow light of acceptance. Let it settle. Now, if you can, you would turn clockwise to the east. Okay, I'm going to stay facing forward and intend the east. Okay, so again, I'm stepping out. I'm gathering up the energy from the earth, bringing it up to my heart. I'm opening up to the heavens, and it's the color blue. And it's strength and courage, drawing it down, letting it come right into my being. Out to the left, a beautiful blue circle of light. Feel blue if you can't see blue. Draw in strength and courage. Again, to the right, it's blue. Draw it in. Let it settle. Again, if you can, you would do a quarter turn clockwise to the south. So stepping out again, always with the right, the masculine. Gathering up that feminine energy from the earth, bring it into your heart. Opening up to the heavens. This time it's the color green. It's generosity, both for yourself and for others. It's a beautiful green circle of light. Think of nature at the moment, so green, so generous, so abundant. Again, to the right, it's green. Generosity comes from a flow of energy, tapping into that flow. Lovely. Now, quarter turn to the west. So again, stepping out boldly. Gather up the energy from the earth. Bring it up to your heart. Open up to the heavens. It's a vivid, beautiful dark red. And it's unconditional love. We're drawing it down. Out to the left. Beautiful circle of red. Draw in that unconditional love for yourself as well as for others. Divine love. Nothing can interfere with this love. You are loved because you are. Draw it in. Lovely. Now bring your feet closer together. Take your arms over your head. And as your arms come down, envisage your whole energy field, your aura filled with yellow light. And you're just bathed in acceptance, the peace that comes with that. Now fill your whole aura with blue, strength and courage. Now with green, generosity. And with a deep red, unconditional love. Namaste. And you go forward into the rest of your day, or if you're doing this at night, into sleep with those qualities in your being, in your aura. So it's a really nice feeling. Okay, it's time for relaxation. If you're comfortable lying on your back, if you want to be in the crocodile makrasana, lying in your front with your feet apart and your heels turned in and your toes turned out, that can be a good position for the relaxation. Or you might want to sit up and treat it more like a meditation if you want to. Have a drink and get yourself organized. You want to be warm so that you can relax. If you wanted to treat it more like a meditation, if you're sitting upright, so the chakras are aligned vertically, it becomes more of a meditation. It's just to do with the energy. If you're lying on the floor so that you are horizontal, parallel to the earth, if you like, your body will be able to relax more. It's more like a relaxation. Both have benefits, okay? Whatever you feel you need is best for you today, because you will intuitively know. So just take a nice deep breath, and as you breathe out, give yourself permission. The next 20 minutes is time for you. This is you loving yourself unconditionally. This is time to recharge, to heal, to release anything that still needs to go. Come back to a profound sense of peace and feeling that everything is fine, of accepting things as they are. And restoring that strength and courage, that belief and generosity. So as I talk, just start to gently focus on the breath. We'll do some deep yogic breathing. So breathing in down through that channel we opened into Tadasana, down into your belly. And as you breathe out, gently pulling your tummy back towards your spine so that you release the air quite willingly. There's no holding on. So as you breathe in, you're open. Opening to things that are completely new. As you breathe out, you're letting go. There's a surrender and a trust. So just find your own natural rhythm. And let your mind rest gently on the breath. If you're sitting up, you can have your hands in the position of a mudra. I like the empowerment mudra, where your thumbs and your fingers are splayed and touching left to right. Or you might want to rest your left hand and your right, touching your thumbs. You can do these if you're lying down, resting them on your tummy. Or you might want to touch your thumb and forefinger in a circle, letting the others be relaxed. Whatever feels natural will be what's right for you. So just feeling your body moving down through the layers. So you can feel your heart opening. You can feel your mind just moving down from busy beta waves to alpha creative waves, down into theta, deeply peaceful, healing brain waves. And if you follow your breath, the breath just naturally takes you down through those different frequencies into a place that is still. As the heart and the brain become entrained, come into coherence, the whole body starts to relax and tune with these wonderful vibrations. From the yoga today, your heart will be open. filled with those beautiful qualities. So just a gentle focus on the breath. Let it take you into the peaceful place. Because that is where you find your strength and courage. It's where you find what is true. Now I'm going to introduce a visualization. So as you breathe in, I want you to imagine that you are filling with a white healing light throughout your whole being. And as you breathe out, you are breathing out any mental busyness, any worry, fear, tension in the form of black smoke. So the white light you open to and fill with as you breathe in, the black smoke you easily release. You don't even need to know what it is, you just know you're letting it go. So keep with this visualization. Whenever the mind is distracted, just come back, filling with white light, letting go the black smoke. Just gently, not forcing, keeping a gentle focus. So the white light is filling your whole physical being. Your body is filling with the healing. And you're letting go the black smoke. Could be physical tension, could be mental worries, could be emotional upset, whatever needs to go. So fill with the light. And let go what needs to go. And if your mind becomes distracted, as soon as you realize, just come back to this. And come back without judgment or criticism. They're just black smoke. And you can let them go. So continue filling with the white light. Just letting go the black smoke. Black smoke leaves you easily. There's no resistance. It just flows out easily. And now just let the last of the black smoke go. So it just dissipates and you're still breathing in the white light. So your whole physical body, every cell is responding to this light because your cells are photoelectric. They dance to the light. And that's whether it's light from being in the sunshine or light that you fill your body with through your mind. Your body responds the same. So feel the boundaries and the edges and the tension dissolving until your body just is light. You may lose sense of your physical body altogether. Don't be worried about that. And don't be worried if it doesn't happen. Just breathe in light until you know that you are light. And I want you to imagine that that light is changing its color, its vibration. And you're breathing in especially the spectrum of yellow light. So you could think of it as sunshine. So your whole being is filling with this yellow light. And it brings with it that quality of acceptance. Acceptance is simply a combination of surrender and trust. So we don't have to understand it with our mind. Our heart knows what acceptance is. So if you find your mind grappling with it, just take your awareness into your heart, into the center of your chest, and feel like this is where this yellow light is concentrating and flowing out into your being from. So it's as if your heart is a vessel for the yellow light, for the quality of acceptance. And your mind is just bowing down to the wisdom of your heart. Because the heart is where the intuitive wisdom is found. And now I want you to allow your whole being to fill with a blue light. Whichever blue resonates most with you will be the right blue. And this blue light brings with it a strength and a courage. Again, if you find it easier, let your heart be the vessel to receive the blue light and to distribute it throughout the rest of your body and out into your aura. You are strong. You have a courageous heart. We just sometimes need to be reminded. And the blue light is just igniting that memory in every cell. You have faced challenges before in this lifetime and others. You can stand in the face of fear and choose love. And this is what courage is. It's just standing in the face of fear and choosing to love anyway. Choosing to do the right and loving thing anyway. Just feel that strength and courage resonate every fiber of your being. Just reminding you, there's no room for fears and doubts when you're this full of strength and courage. And now let the blue just dissipate away and let it be replaced with a vibrant green. Because we have had so much rain, we know that vibrant green at the moment. It's a beautiful generosity. A flow of energy and a flow of abundance. This is your connection to the natural world. And when you are grounded in that connection, life flows. So fill yourself with this beautiful green, a generous heart. But it begins with yourself, because if you're not generous with yourself, you're not in the flow. You will give out and not receive. So your heart is like a chalice, it's like a cup. So as this beautiful green flows in, so it flows out, but you've got to be open to it flowing in. And now let the green slowly dissipate away. And I want you to fill with a deep red. I think of the red of old-fashioned roses, that kind of red. And if there's any, any blocks in the channels of energy in your body, there'll be a resistance to the red somewhere. So fill your whole being with this red. And notice if anywhere is not filling. And just gently give that part of you permission to open to unconditional love. If you have any injuries or parts of your body that are perhaps not working as well at the moment, allow this unconditional love especially to flow into that part of you. It might be something emotional, might be something mental, might be some conflict within you. So unconditional love. Total and complete trust in the process of life. Love that is there simply because you exist. There's nothing you have to do to earn it or deserve it. You were born loved in this way. And as you open to receive this unconditional love, so you can become a vessel that allows it to flow from you. So if it helps, feel like it's pouring into your heart. You can even imagine a cup there, filling with beautiful red light of unconditional love and flowing out first and foremost into your body, your energy field, and then out into the world in whichever unique way you express that love. And now I want you to imagine these 4 beautiful colors: yellow, blue, green, and red. Like a rainbow in your aura, surrounding your whole body, filling your whole body. And if you're really clever with your mind, you can imagine them opening a beautiful bridge between your solar plexus and your heart. A gateway for all that needs healing to be lifted into the heart and healed. If you're not very visual, see if you can feel the different, each vibration, each color has a different feeling to it. You will feel the frequency, if you like. Or you might feel them as a whole. Coming together, they form a beautiful white light. So you might find it easier to fill with white light. But know that everything is as it is supposed to be. And now I want you to take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to slowly come back to an awareness of our physical body, either sitting up or lying on the floor. So just start to move fingers, toes, wrists and ankles, just bringing yourself back into your body. Maybe stretching your arms overhead just to get the energy flowing through your spine. If you're lying on your back and your lower back's a little stiff, just draw your knees up to your chest and just rock them from side to side just to ease out any tension, just to bring you back. So we just take our time, there's no hurry. And then when you're ready, if you're lying on the floor, roll over onto your right-hand side, just resting, supporting your head. And the right-hand side is preferable because it's easier on your blood pressure. When we lie on our right, it's easier on our heart. Just the way the blood pumps between the heart and the lungs in the body. And then slowly coming up to sitting. Sort of coming back into the room and letting the 5 senses just tune in with your environment. Lovely. Take a nice deep breath in. And another one. And then we're just going to do a mudra that helps us to open. Will just help us through at this time. Okay, so you have your fingers splayed and you touch your little finger and your ring finger. And there's just, this is letting go what needs to go and being open to what is. Okay, so I don't know if you can see my hands there. And then if you interlock your fingers, this is the mudra of trust. Okay. And then you can quite naturally come into the mudra of empowerment. Lovely. And then touch your fingers to your heart. And what you do is you just curve your fingers in to create a heart. So I've actually made a heart shape and just let it rest. So you're coming into your heart being the place that you come from. So the place you're operating from. Marvelous. Namaste. Go and have a wonderful day. Thank you.